Speaking of being good, let's talk about any other team other than the Columbus Blue Jackets. Oh, God. The last season with this team was a disaster. It was a disaster. That's the only way to put it. The last season, we started with hopes and expectations of grandeur, only to be just kicked in the dick. That is the only way to put it. We finished 24th in the league with fewer wins than St. Louis, who, of course, we took Gavin McKenna from last season. So I don't know how much this team's going to change or not. I have no idea. Ozzy, we did talk about that already. It's, yeah, it was bad. It was bad. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do. No playoffs for us this year. The temptation is going to be to keep the lineup pretty much the same, although some things might be out of our control in terms of player development and stuff like that. But let's get to it. Let's get to it. I don't really care if the AHL team makes the playoffs. We've already won a Calder Cup. It's not another one that I'm after. I'm after Lord Stanley's Jock. Skating seems OP in the sim. Just make everyone the best skater. That's what we've been doing. It hasn't worked yet. All right, our AHL team did make the playoffs, which is nice. But yeah, I think the big thing will be, number one, what happens with Zach Werenski, whose contract is up. Secondly, what type of player development do we get, and does that complicate how well we can put this team together? That's the other aspect that we're dealing with currently. So we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Embrace evil, move the team to London and call them the Red Jackets. Well, wouldn't they be the Red Coats? Instead of the Blue Jackets, they'd be the Red Coats. Come on now, Palpatine. You watched The Patriot, didn't you? Mel Gibson's unbelievably inaccurate historical film. Oh, goodness. Goodness. What a movie, though. What a movie. Oh, my God. So in back-to-back seasons, we have seen the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Buffalo Sabres win a Stanley Cup. One of many. That's true. Shout out to Apocalypto. God, if Buffalo and Toronto can do it, then why can't we? Please. Oh, if Buffalo and Toronto can do it, then why can't we? The Sabres win it in 5 games over Calgary. Ottawa, our old pals, made it to the conference finals only to lose in an inverse to what we saw in the 2007 Eastern Conference Final. If I'm not mistaken, right? That was the year Buffalo made it to the conference final. It wasn't 06 against Carolina. I think it was 07. Oh, goodness. Because we can't score goals. Yeah, that's a fairly accurate way to read it. That is a fairly accurate read on our current struggles. Buffalo led by Zach Benson, Tage Thompson, Dylan Cousins, Rasmus Dahlin, Noah Ostlund. So there you go, Sabres fans. Just wait it out. They'll figure it out. In goal, Devin Levi, Carey Price Jr. You just got to wait it out. Inuyasha, what's going on, by the way? In terms of your award winners, Oldman, I'm doing well. My sleep schedule is destroyed. So I'm actually quite lively right now because I haven't been up for that long. But there you go, your last 5 cup winners: Colorado, Chicago, Vancouver, Toronto, and Buffalo. So 3 teams who have not either won a cup or haven't won one since 1967 have won the last 3. Drake Batherson won the Art Ross. I guess I didn't look at league-wide scoring. I guess I didn't. Drake Batherson won the Art Ross, as well as the Hart Trophy, the power of Brady Tkachuk and Tim Stützle as your line mates. Quinn Hughes wins the Norris. Adam Fox wins the Bing. Beckett wins the Calder again. That is one of the players St. Louis selected with the picks that we gave up to trade for a certain left winger. Zach Benson wins the Conn Smythe. Wallstead wins the Vezina, as well as the Jennings. That's William Villeneuve, in fairness, not Xavier, who wins the Masterton. He was first overall, yeah, the guy in St. Louis, yeah. Caps coach wins the Jack Adams. Timmy Stutzla wins the Selke. Ted Lindsay Award, the Drake Batherson, Rocket Richard, to Brady Tkachuk. We might have to look at league-wide stats. The Lehigh Valley Phantoms won the Calder Cup. Player with the most points, Nick Waugh for Colorado. A dude named Vasyunov won MVP. Generated dude Alexiev with the most goals. Generated dude Keatley was the top rookie. Top defenseman is Huang? Or is it just Wong? I'm not sure. I actually, I don't know who that is. Judging by the jersey, he played for Chicoutimi, I think. I actually don't know who that is. Top goaltender, I believe it's Jesper Vikman. And dude named Elliott was the MVP of the playoffs. Batherson kind of looks like Derek Carr. He's probably better at hockey than Derek Carr is at football. I want to take a look here. I don't even know if I looked at my final. Just in case we didn't look at the final numbers for this past season, here you go. But, I mean, I genuinely don't remember if we did or didn't. It was nice to have Cross over 30 goals. Wow, failing to hit 40, though, is very, very disappointing. Yeah, last night and the end of last season was a bit of a blur. And, of course, we know Daniel Gaudreau. He has to fight all the time, right? 18 fights. Well, if it's not going to let me edit him, we're probably... And number one, you notice, too, he developed X Factors. He's got gold unstoppable force, no contest, fucking thunderclap or whatever the hell, third eye and send it. Here's the problem. If we are not allowed to change the fact that this 5'11", 189-pound freaking two-way defender fights more than anybody else in the league, we're probably screwed and might have to trade him. Because he's going to take too many penalties and it's going to cost us. It reduces his effectiveness. But yeah, Batherson, 104 assists. Tkachuk, Stutzla. I'm so glad we built up Ottawa by reuniting that top line. That's great. Dude, Quinn Hughes had 111 points. Jesus. You see the goal scores. I could scream. I could. After all this time, where for us he was a 30-goal scorer at best, kind of does all right in Seattle, goes to Dallas, and this year scored 57 goals. Jesus Christ. At this rate, I'm convinced Sim stats heavily favor AI teams and Nerf user teams. Maybe. All right. Well, let's get to this offseason at this point. Good Lord. That season could not have gone worse for us. We will have the 7th overall pick, thanks to Nashville. Edmonton and Vegas win the lottery and move up to the top 2. So we do have the 7th overall pick, but not a crazy amount of lottery luck this year. Okay. All right. Retired players. Mikko Rantanen, Sasha Barkov, Sam Reinhart, Philip Forsberg, Matt Barzal. All over 1,000 points. 699 goals for Rantanen. That's rough. Defensively, Thomas Shabbat's gone. Vince Dunn, Chikrin finished 9 points shy of 500 in his career. And for the goalies, Tristan Jarry, Jordan Bennington, Alex Nedeljkovic, all over 200 career wins. Fair enough. Matt Barzal. Jesus Christ, Matt Barzal just became a coach. That is insane. Head coach Matt Barzal. Might happen. All right. What the hell are we going to do here? First things first, anybody ahead of us in the draft, do they want to trade their pick? Seattle is willing to trade pick number 3. So we will probably pounce on that. I'm going to pounce on Leroy, you beautiful bastard. Thank you for the 24 months, the 2 years on the primer. No, there's a franchise player. Shit. Is it even worth getting him? Maybe we should get Taro Rask instead? Oh, no. Can't let the Oilers get another franchise guy. Nope. The problem is he's a right wing. Oh, my God. There's just... shit. This is on me for a lack of preparation and looking at the draft. Wayne Gretzky comparison going to Edmonton, huh? He's a playmaker. Do we get rid of somebody who we already know is good? Make it snappy, confirmed for Isaiah Fenton. Tara Rask, relentless, stick him up and bouncer. Pody, stick him up on confirmed edges. I mean, another right defenseman wouldn't be bad in case I do have to get rid of that defenseman. Is it even possible to get Laflemme at this point? Is it even possible? It would take... I mean, Shields could go because it'd be playmaker for playmaker. I also can't afford to trade Edmonton. Oh, God. I didn't look at progress reports either. I just saw the result of the season and got real depressed. I agree that Jorgensen could go. Shields done developing. I don't know. I'm scrambling here. Absolutely scrambling. Yeah, Zekov didn't improve at all. Jorgensen and Zekov? Not enough. Vancouver second. I probably going to have to add the first, yeah. 7th overall. I don't even know if I should pull the trigger on this, but I just saw a franchise player and I'm panicking. That's all it is. I saw a franchise player and I'm panicking. Oh my God. Okay, we got to add even more. I have another goalie in Ottoson. 2 goalies, the 7th overall in Jorgensen. What about 3 goalies? 7th overall in Jorgensen. Shit. We're not going to be able to get this deal done in time. The only saving grace is this guy is going to go to the West. That is the only saving grace. What if we use Lees? And what if we use the Vancouver second? I'm not going to be able to get him. Yeah. 80 overall, medium franchise. No abilities out of the gates. Raphael Laflemme listed as a playmaker. Actually not as good as I would have thought. Especially with that Gretzky comp. Okay, well, now that we can be done panicking, it is still probably going to be for the best to trade for Seattle's 3rd overall pick to be able to get somebody. It's just going to be a matter of whomst amongst them we'll go for. So let's talk to Seattle. Use that 7th overall pick. This is where we can use the goalies to move up. What if we use Narena? Quite far off still, really. What if we use Ottoson? All right, 7th overall on Zekov. There we go. All right, so we use that high elite goalie who's never going to develop to move up to 3rd overall. Vegas takes defenseman Pody. And we are going to call a timeout. Because I need to think here. I tried to just jump right back into it and get us back on track, and this game just overloaded me with possibilities. And that's a bit of a problem. So, again, Goodrow, I should have looked to edit him, and if the game crashes, then he might have to go because of the amount of fights. Werenski's contract is up. We have a lot of forwards who struggled last season, but I'm probably going to leave them all until we see their offseason development. So we need to take whoever we feel can be the best fit for the team. There's 2 right wings and a defenseman that can play either side. Isaiah Fenton is a 2-way at right wing. Joe Thornton comparison NHL ready has confirmed make it snappy as well. There's Tuomo Miettinen, who looks like a weaker version of Fenton, but Miettinen is a sniper. No abilities. And then there's Rask on defense. DFD. DFD would just be defense. He has good skating, though. Chara comp. Relentless is so weird, but okay. Stick him up in bouncer. Again, Rask would be a good insurance policy for us on defense. The other guy, where would he fit in? Right now we have Waugh, Schoenmakers, and Shields that are technically right wings. Of course, we're trying to develop Schoenmakers more into a left wing. So technically, that 2-way could fit for the moment. But then he might eventually take Harvey Shields' spot as he continues to develop abilities as a playmaker, even though his passing is dipping a bit. Or he can go, his contract's up anyway. He's not worth anything. There's an argument for both. The big issue was with Gaudreau. Like, dude, he's developed into a monster, but he fights all the time. He had 18 fights this past season. I meant to look at how many fights there were across the league, and if he had the most, he probably did. And again, if I'm not going to be able to edit him because the game's crashing, that's going to be a bit of a problem. We're also looking, bend over for me. Hey, look, you gotta get me some dinner first or something, man. Bitch, I ain't cheap. Scrappy do over here, 5'11" with 18 fights, right? I guess the big question is whether or not Zach Werenski is going to stick around. I mean, he is still good. There's an argument for both of them. I don't know if there's a way to get both of them. We'd have to trade for pick number 5 and hope that Pittsburgh didn't take the other guy. Is Chicago willing to trade pick number 5, and what would we have to give up to get it? I mean, Jorgensen was atrocious last season by the standard he should be playing at, but he's 20 years old. I mean, we have the mediums. I don't think that's going to be enough, though. If we check with those goalies, we check with these 3. I mean, that's pretty much the most value we can possibly give up in a trade. I want to safety net this with some lower picks really quickly. Take out the 4th. Take out the 5th. The 6th. And the 7th. All right. Yeah, it's probably not going to go. Okay. We have to go with who we think is going to be the best here. Fenton was supposed to be the second overall pick. And listed as a two-way, has make it snappy as an X factor. Is apparently NHL ready. Or we go for Taro Rask. 2 B's in there for Rask. Fenton, straight A's, at least A-. This is tough. This is tough. What do we do here? I was not expecting this difficult of a decision out of the gates. I really wasn't. I didn't realize when we stopped last night that by reconvening here, I was just throwing myself into the fire. Again, if we... Because we already have Bear Thorburn, right? So Thorburn, Kauppanen, Goodrow, Nemec is the top 4 for the future. Unless we don't have faith in Bear Thorburn, who was pretty bad this past season. Yeah, Werenski right now is a projected free agent. We are going to try to keep him, though. I'm going to go with my gut on this one. I'm going to go with Isaiah Fenton because we've had so much trouble at forward. We need to figure something out full, long term and just... I can't even think of the other expression I was trying to use. This team's just breaking my brain, man. What can I say? Isaiah Fenton's the pick. 79. He might not even make the NHL roster immediately. We'll see. But as a two-way, he does fit the bill. He is very well-rounded. He is very, very well-rounded. But like I said, I feel like we already have the defensive replacements built in. Forward just continues to be this toss-up, essentially. We do need to look at the rest of the draft class as well. I don't think we're going to be able to afford to trade up to top 5. Corey Darby, 1 year out. DFD. Is there anybody... Sophilis is 2 years out. Does have a Rick Nash comp. Is there anybody with just like crazy grades? A crazy, crazy steal? It's not looking like it. It's not looking like it. We could definitely use a good goalie, but I don't know if that's going to happen either. Dwight Mealy, 1 year out. Christopher Dillman. Pablo Nelson. I mean, so there are some decent players. Nobody insane, though. Nobody to, like, risk the team with. I do see Logan Ladd as a low franchise, but yeah. It's pick number 58. Let's skip to the start of the second round. There are some decent players, but nobody that I'm overly excited to get. Rask ended up going 4th anyway. So we'll see if we made the right choice there. Yeah, some of these guys aren't too bad. Like Darby's a 74. Sophilis was a 70. But none of the like, 78, 80 overall type of medium 6s or medium 4s that we had seen previously. So, yeah. It wasn't the best first round. Nelson was pretty good. That was actually a really good pick for Buffalo. So, Philly. Philly. Let's talk. Give him a second rounder. I'll give you one of our goalies that we know. Actually, I just give you the goalie I know isn't going to develop. I don't think I have to give up a second rounder here. Do I have anybody else to add to this deal? Grady, Summers, Bordelot. There we go. Yeah, quick and easy. Quick and easy. So this pick here, we're mainly looking at potential. Again, like Mealy is there 1 year out. He's going to be like a 74. That's not too bad. There is a confirmed medium elite in Warren Agostino. He's terrible. And then there's Logan Ladd, who is at least intriguing. We got to confirm low elite. A couple 3 out of 4s. A lot of 3 out of 4 for low elite. I mean, this guy that's a gem, Hobson, I don't trust that. Maybe he is, but I don't trust that. And then there's the confirmed medium 6s. None of whom look particularly amazing. And the 2 medium 4s. I mean, Melee is the one to take if we were to take somebody out of that group. We can't get all of these guys. Maybe we could, but we probably can't. If we look at goalies, Andy Russo. 5 years out at 18. I mean, maybe he's good, but he's not outright elite. Defensively, Agostino, 4 years out at 19. 5 years out at 18. 3 years out at 18. Unconfirmed, though, for Langfeld. There's Logan Ladd, the low franchise. And then Melee, again, he's going to be mid-70s. Almost 3 years out at 18. It's not too bad. Keaton Wesley, 2 years out at 18 as a low elite. Unconfirmed, 2 years out as an unconfirmed medium elite for Ahmad Rokon. Tan, 3 years out at 18. I don't know if I believe that, though. And then Cutler, 2 years out at 17. Damn. How many other second round picks can we get here? And I think you're using the term legend a bit liberally there. Liberal. If we use Ottoson, let's see. We use Ottoson. We use Boxboo. There we go. That's 1. Nashville's willing to trade their second. So basically, we're just giving up all the guys that we know aren't going to make it. We're just trying to recruit. I am going to keep Lindholm just because I'm intrigued with him starting at a 72. I don't think Clefbaum will have any trade value. Who else do we have that's currently unsigned? Skinner? McElhaney. Okay, that's pretty much our options exhausted. We got the Vancouver second, 20 picks after this one from Nashville. What if we use the 4th from Anaheim? There we go. Okay. So we have 3 picks coming up here to try and take the best of the bunch. So we will take Dwight Melee here. 75 overall, medium 4, DFD. Like, again, close to being a third pair guy. Young, Ezra Young, low elite of 63. That's not too good. Not too bad, but not too good. So we have Ahmad Rokon, unconfirmed 2 years out at 18. The confirmed low elite, Keaton Wesley, 2 years out at 18. Cutler, 2 years out at 17, unconfirmed low elite. And then further down is Ladd, the low franchise, who we're definitely going to want to take a shot on. So it's one of these two. Wesley would probably make more sense. The fact, though, that Weston Cutler is 17 and listed as 2 years out. His attributes, even out to be about the same. I think we probably do need a center. Let's hope for Weston Cutler here. 68 overall, low elite. That's okay. That's okay. Could be better. Could be worse. Rokon, 65 medium. Okay, he was better than the other 2 guys that just went. And then that, we'll take him a little bit early. That low franchise, Logan Ladd. I don't think he'll actually be franchise, obviously, but we'll give it a shot. 63 overall, low elite. Was worth a shot. It was enticing enough. Anaheim? Wilds, okay, not amazing. Oh, there goes Wesley. Okay. Well, we'll just skip ahead to our next pick then. We'll see if we can get some steals here at the end, but I think our damage is done with the draft. We will get Warren Agostino, a confirmed medium elite. 61 overall, pure trade fodder. Nothing more. We have another pick here. Not taking a low 6 gem. Let's see. Can you find franchise players late in the draft? It is a rarity. A big time rarity. A confirmed medium 6 and Marco Haller. And a confirmed medium 4. Okay. Goalies, no confirmed medium starters. Well, we could go for one of the 2 out of 4 medium elites. There's a 3 out of 4 low elite here in Sven Backlund. Or we go for the German. This guy's 20 years old, though, and 3 years out. That's not great. About the defenseman. A lot of players that we're drafting now, it's literally just for the trade value. Let's take the German. 65 overall, medium 6. Yeah. Oof, we ended up way down the board. That's okay. That is okay, because we still get Backlund. Perfect. Low 4. Oof, 3 out of 4 low elite. He ends up being a low 4. That is harsh. Fucking harsh. We'll take Jody Barney. Low 7. Okay, well, in terms of getting some trade fodder, that hasn't even gone particularly well. Let's take Duke Riley. Low 9. This has been a very rough calendar year for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Oh, my. Okay. Well, first things first. Let's make sure this saves. The second thing we have to do is probably crash the game by going to edit player and going to Daniel Gaudreau and seeing if it will let me change his fighting style to be lower. No, it won't. Shout out to Bret Hart, the GOAT. Okay, well, if we're going to keep Daniel Gaudreau, we have to accept the fact that he's going to have over a dozen fights a year. And that hurts. That hurts a lot in terms of what he is going to be capable of and whether or not we can trust him as a top pairing defenseman. That is the tough spot that we are in. Very, very tough. Hello, game, please. Thank you. He's winning the fights. I don't even think that helps, man. This is a guy with almost 99 passing. We need him to not be fighting, if at all possible. See, Drew Doughty's contract is expiring. We'll see if we end up bringing him back. In terms of the re-sign phase, Spencer Knight. I need to see if there's going to be anybody else out there that might not be that bad. Otherwise, we'll just bring him back. If it's not Spencer Knight, top of the UFA is Lucas Stostal. It just makes sense to keep Spencer Knight for a while. Pretty much on a season-by-season basis. All right. So we'll end up bringing him back. Doesn't really look like Lindholm developed at all, being unsigned. So that kind of sucks. We'll just sign him then. I need an AHL starter anyway. So welcome in Liam. His 99 passing helps him pass his fist in someone else's face. It's just a sign of his great hands. Defensively, Zach Werenski. The goal is to bring you back. We'll see if we can make that work. We'll finally drop Luca Morelli. We'll drop Clefbaum. Mile plays for Peterborough, so we won't bring him in. Deneen can go. Wotherspoon can go. Ladd will play with Saginaw. We'll sign Warren Agostino to his ELC. Backlund, we're never going to sign. Barney, we're never going to sign. Right wing side. Poirier's still an RFA. I'll hit him with the qualifying offer. Fenton can be signed. He can play NHL or AHL. It's the end of an era, chat. Wave goodbye to Hunter McCown. We stayed loyal to him for all these years. We're going to let him go for now. We're also, no one was sad to see him go either. We're going to let go of Crooks. We're going to let go of Fluginch. We're going to let go of Vaheshki. And we'll sign Lees to his ELC. Left wing side. McLeod isn't bad, but we're going to drop him for now. We're going to drop Mark Jankowski. Kaspar, we're going to drop. Zook, I did. Yeah, they've had some bad luck, man. Can't sign Skinner. Well, we could, but he can't play AHL. We're going to drop Matt Patra. Going to drop Gonchar, to be honest. He's not bad, but we are going to drop him. Engren can go. I want to have as many open options as possible. Cutler can be signed. Shadow Soccer, what's going on? What's up? What's up? Haller, we can sign you two for the hell of it. Probably going to get traded, but we can sign him. And we're never going to sign Riley. Okay, so at that point, that leaves us 17 mil to bring back Werenski and hopefully Spencer Knight. Werenski is top priority. How much money can I remove here to keep him at max interest? We can go 9.8 for Werenski for the year. All right, we got to wait. Advanced day. Werenski is back for one more year. Leaves us $8 million. Spencer Knight. Oh boy, this is going to be close. I don't know if Spencer's going to take the deal. I don't think he is. I'm not willing to give him the term. Okay, we might have a new goalie next year. All right. Spencer's out. Can't make it work financially with the money we have at the high end. We knew there would be players that wouldn't be sticking around. We knew that last season was probably the best financial situation we'd ever have. Oh, man. Okay. Continue to get thrown these challenges, man. Terms of the coaches. What do we got here? Barzal's a B-. Doughty's a B-. Have anybody else in the mix? Is that Radko? He's not that old at that point. Yeah. And of course, that's not David Postner. Crosby's still only a C as a coach. Blake Wheeler's a B-. We'll bring in Matt Barzal. Why not? Boston Bruins legend, Matt Barzal. We'll bring him in. Stubbs, what's up, man? How are you? We need to sign 4 scouts. Should be quick and easy. Should be. Should at least go. I mean, I would have said coach the AHL, but he wasn't getting better at all. Again, this is a good way, too, of testing out whether or not coaches are going to significantly improve. And so far, the answer is no, which is very unfortunate. Free agency this year, we do not have as much money to play with as we normally do. RFAs, Puistonen, Lundin, and Poirier, who, of course, is ours. We cannot afford the other two. RFA goalies is a dude named McKee, who's 23 and a 72. But as a medium elite, it's worth sending this guy a contract, literally just to flip him. If we can steal him away for no compensation whatsoever. So we'll see if we can steal that guy from Ottawa. UFA goalies, of course, Spencer Knight. Outside of that, it's Demko, Dostal, Sogard. I think we just stick with Hadobin. Save the money. In terms of prospects, it's not particularly great. There are a couple of medium starters. Okay. How many goalies do I have? If I sent an offer sheet to one, how many goalies do we have? We only have the 2 so far. Okay, so we can send the other 3 offers and just... And right now, we're looking at future trade fodder, basically, as opposed to outright improvements on the team. What could go wrong? Signing a Toskala in goal. Dmitriev would also be his ELC. And then Cowan. All right, there we go. Defensively, top option available. Edvinson, Sam Dickinson, Denton Matejchuk. We don't have the money to afford any of those guys. And to be honest, we don't even necessarily need them. In terms of prospects, there is Hobby Bulin. And we have one more. It's Chubarov. So we are, between the draft, between free agency, getting some players that'll help us probably in future trades. A low elite 20-year-old at a 55 overall. Screw it. We'll bring him in. Hopefully we'll have some trade value. Then the medium 6s aren't looking too great. Top forwards are Celebrini, Terry, Bolduc, Fraser Minton. Again, it's nobody that we're going to go for, though. $8.8 million. It's going to be better for us to just leave that financial situation open. So we do need to go through the offseason focus, but I'm going to wait until we have our players signed. All the new guys, too, so we can have them work on stuff. And hopefully things go better for us next season. I think the biggest thing is going to be what type of offseason player development do we get? And Ottawa elected to keep that goalie, so at least we helped cut into Ottawa's cap situation. So let's look then. Off-season focuses. For Hadobin, there's a very good chance you're going to be our starter next year, buddy. Very good chance indeed with your 56 puck playing frequency. I got to be honest, I don't hate a goalie that just stays in the net. We will probably do the preseason focus on goalies to improve this guy. Then again, I'm still not convinced that high-rated goalies are going to matter this year, which is a bit of a shame. Cowan, just have you work on your reflexes. Same thing as having skaters work on their skating. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Let's just spam the A button a bunch. And have all these guys work on... Wait, but please tell me it said this Toskala goalie was drafted by the Leafs. It'd be perfect. He was. You love to see it. You love to see it. Not like 5v5 helped us. Yeah. Might have made the team overall higher, but it didn't make them actually play particularly well. Defensively, Nemec. Lethal, what's up, man? I'm here for a low-rated goalie. Stanley Cup, please deliver. I'm trying, brother. I'm trying. Nemec, I still think him switching to a defensive defenseman's probably the best way to go. If he's not willing to switch, yeah, we'll work on his adaptability. We would have worked on the skating otherwise. Daniel Gaudreau, can I tell you to fight less? We need him to be an offensive defenseman to make the most of that 97 passing. Otherwise, we'll probably have him work on his skating. So what's that adaptability look like, Daniel? Yeah, let's work on that. Again, he is going to fight all the frickin' time, which is really unfortunate. Werenski. His shot is finally starting to fall off. Discipline. His penalties aren't even that bad, though, even with the low discipline. His shooting category is starting to fall off. There's There's a couple different things he can work on. He can work on his skating, but we will have him try to keep that shooting category up there pretty high. Especially in-game, we've seen what he can do. Kimmo Kauppinen, skating. Still going to leave him as a DFD. If we can get Goodrow to change to an offensive defenseman, he and Kauppinen should be the perfect top pair. Except Goodrow fights too much. Bo, I honestly meant to trade you, and I probably still will. You were a big-time disappointment last season. But I'll hold on to him for now, just in case somebody else doesn't develop enough to take his spot. Bear Thorburn, you had a nightmare rookie season. An absolute nightmare, my man. Your name's Bear and you don't even play physical hockey? What are we doing here? Probably going to have him work on his puck skills. Name like Bear Thorburn and you don't even play physical hockey. What a waste. And then Ackerland as an offensive defenseman. That's not him. We need him to work on his adaptability. He'd be better set as a two-way for now. So there you go, Marcus. In the system, we don't have too many goalies at this point. We have Hobby Bulin. He's the other type of bear, apparently. Gustav's Hobby Bulin. I mean, again, he's trade fodder. Just have him work on his skating, though. You know, need to try to get that improvement where we can. Work on your skating, Gustavs. Chubarov, yeah. Again, all these guys are trade fodder, but if we can get them to improve, get the overall higher, they'll be worth more in said trades. Agostino, yeah, dude, 71. 71 in a skating category. Like, completely useless. Right wing side. Wah, you know the deal, buddy. Shoot the puck more. Shoot the puck more. You'd be an amazing two-way, but we have to brute force you into being the best sniper in the league. Shoot the puck more. Please, God. Shoot the puck more. Schoenmakers, I have no idea. For you, I have no idea. Let's just say adaptability if it's not maxed out, because I don't even know if we're keeping you. I mean, he's been willing to kind of change up from left wing, center, right wing a ton, but I don't know what we're doing with him. Harvey Shields has apparently dropped from a first liner back down to a second liner. There is an argument that he is not going to be the top-notch playmaker that I thought he was once going to be. So what's that adaptability looking like? It is maxed out. We know his skating is good. Offensive awareness and discipline. Shout out to Popcorn Chicken, 61 months on the primer. Got swept in the first round of my own Blue Jackets franchise by a collective score of 23-12. So hopefully your Jackets won't disappoint. You're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. I'm so sorry. So sorry to tell you. There is nothing here but pain. So much pain. Adaptability for Fenton, the third overall pick. And then Murray Lee is... Playmaker's fine. He's got a lot to work on, though. Have him work on his skating for now. There you go, Murray. In the system, we only have Poirier, who hasn't signed yet. I might as well just bring him back. Yeah, I'll wait until he accepts the qualifying offer. Fuck him. Left wing side, Caden Lindstrom. You know what I'm going to ask you, buddy. Be willing to become a goddamn center. Please. I'm pretty sure his adaptability is already maxed out, too. Yep. Okay. Well, there's not much I can do for him right now. Let's have him work on his shooting category. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Gavin McKenna. Oh, man. Oh, Gavin. I mean, he is looking like the playmaker that we need, but I don't know. I went from being so optimistic in this core to having a lot of doubts. His skating could have improved too. I know his balance isn't great, but I need him to continue to focus on being a playmaker. He's 25. We'll have time to build up the skating. Charlie Schultz, 131 penalty. Well, we got this guy from the Islanders, but he might have been a Trojan horse. We have a real problem on this team, and that is that a lot of our generated guys drop the gloves at a moment's notice and spend a lot of time in the penalty box. That's not good.